Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about GST, an important editorial, a little complicated. You need a bit of background to understand this editorial, but I'll be doing from language proficiency point of view. There's a lot to learn. How does it start? Spring cleaning. What does it mean? Spring cleaning is an idiomatic expression. Spring cleaning, idiomatic expression. What does it mean? It means thorough cleaning, thorough cleaning. Thorough cleaning usually done in the spring season, but here it does not mean that. Spring cleaning means thorough cleaning. But when you come across the word spring, you have to become alert and you have to recollect one important rule. What is that rule? If you take spring season and also fall season, American, autumn, British, these two are considered feminine. Based on that, we have to use a pronoun. Many exams have given, excuse me, the spring season has its own beauty. Is this sentence right or wrong? The spring season has its own beauty. It is not correct. We have to say, because spring is considered feminine, you have to say the spring season has her own beauty. Then it is correct. Exactly. Very good. Spring cleaning on GST regime reform. What is the main idea of this editorial? Fixing gray areas is good, but the GST regime needs a broader reform roadmap. Here, the very first word fixing. We all know the word fix something, but fix has got other meanings. As a verb, it also means to repair, also to mend, to repair or to mend. Fix also means that. Fixing here, mending or repairing or correcting gray areas. What does it mean? Areas which are not clear, which are rather ambiguous. Based on that, fixing gray areas is good, but contrasting word. The GST regime, already we have got the word regime many a time. What does it mean? The current government and the current system, usually they add the word authoritative, need not be all the time. The GST regime needs, it is in present tense, subject third person singular. We should add S or ES to the verb. Needs what? A broader reform roadmap. A roadmap is an important expression. Tomorrow at the workplace, you may have to use. A roadmap for success means what? The plan, the strategy, the framework, the broad framework for success. We use the expression a roadmap, broader reform roadmap. The Goods and Services Tax GST Council last Saturday lifted the haze. Last Saturday passed. Based on that, the verb is in past. Lifted the haze. Haze, it actually goes with atmosphere. Part of speech, noun. But what is the adjective form? Hazy. Hazy is adjective. Actually, it means small particles suspended in the atmosphere. We use the word haze, but it also means not clear, something that is not clear. In this context, it means the same. Nothing to do with atmosphere. Haze means the something that is ambiguous, something that is obscure, something that is not clear. But here, haze, you have to recollect words like mist, fog. Tell me what is the difference between mist and fog? And nowadays we use the word Smog. A combination of smoke plus fog, it is called smog. What is the difference between mist and fog? If you go to the mountain region, the white cloud sort of a thing at the in the mountain region, we use the word mist. Lowland areas, we use the word fog. Otherwise, no difference. Here it says the GST Council last Saturday lifted the haze on about a dozen tax treatment ambiguities. Ambiguity we have got many a time. What does it mean? Something that is not clear, something that is vague, some of which have lingered since the indirect tax regime's launch in July 2017, such as a tax on corporate and personal guarantees for bank loans. There's one word here, linger. Linger means what? Linger, part of speech verb, to last, to exist for a long time. And there's one important expression. Sometimes what happens after a particular incident or event, some thoughts are with you for a long time. Then you have to say lingering thoughts. Have you heard of this expression any time? Lingering thoughts. They exist for a long time. Lingered since the indirect tax regime's launch in July 2017, such as a tax on corporate and personal guarantees for bank loans. They have touched those two dimensions. It slashed the GST on molasses from 28% to 5%. There's one word here, slash, part of speech verb. In this context, what does it mean, slash? To bring down. You can understand from the context as well. To bring down, to cut down, to reduce, all these expressions you can think of. It slashed the GST on molasses from 28% to 5%. Why did they do that? Or why did it do it? With a view, an important expression, to lower cattle feed costs and ease up cash flows for sugar mills so they may pay farmers dues faster. There's a reason behind slashing the prices on molasses, the percentage, from 28% to 5%. What is the objective? To lower cattle feed costs and ease up cash flows. Two dimensions. One, lower cattle feed costs, and second, ease up cash flows for sugar mills so they may pay farmers dues faster. Here we have one phrasal verb, ease up. But first you have to know the word ease. It is a verb. Ease, one of the meanings, to be, it could be a noun as well, to be comfortable. To be what? Comfortable. For example, he played the match with a lot of ease. He played the match with a lot of ease, means with a lot of comfort. He gave the presentation with a lot of ease, with a lot of comfort. But there's another important phrasal verb, ease off, means to come down in intensity. It goes with rain. Imagine initially heavy rain, after some time the intensity went down, then what do you say? The rain has eased off, means the intensity has come down. The rain has eased off. Another important phrasal verb. But ease up means to make something easy or comfortable. Ease up cash flows, to make sure cash flows are going to happen so that sugar mills, they can pay farmers dues faster. And there's one important word here. You all know usually we say farmer apostrophe s. In English, we express possession by using an apostrophe and the letter S. I'm sure you all know that. But why is this important? If a particular noun, plural noun, if a plural noun ends in the letter S, what is a plural noun here? Farmers. It ends in the letter S. Then we have to use apostrophe after the letter S. That you have to recollect. They have given in a few exams. One of the reasons it goes with common errors. In public, sometimes you come across girls' hostel, boys' hostel. They write this way. Are these expressions right or wrong? Wrong. Why are they wrong? If you write this way, it means hostel belongs to one girl, hostel belongs to one boy. No, hostel belongs to many girls, many boys. Then what is the correct way to write? Girls after that apostrophe, hostel. Boys after that apostrophe, hostel. That you have to recollect. Rate tweaks. Tweak also we have got many a time, part of speech. It could be a verb, it could be a noun. Literal meaning of tweak, it means to pull or twist. But in the context of the editorial, it means to fine tune or to adjust. What does it mean? To adjust or to fine tune. Rate tweaks and spring cleaning clarifications apart, one of the significant outcomes, whenever you come across the phrase one of the, you have to think of all the three rules that go with the phrase. In all the three rules, the noun is always in the plural form. A common error, a lot of people say one of the student is absent. Wrong. One of the students, one of the boys, one of the managers. One of the significant outcomes was passed the decision not to exercise the council's power to tax extra neutral alcohol ENA used for alcoholic liquor. One particular decision. It talks about one particular decision. What is it? And it's an important one, significant. One of the significant outcomes was the decision not to exercise. In this context, exercise means what? To use, not to exercise the power, not to use the power. An important expression, not to exercise the council's power to tax extra neutral alcohol, ENA, used for alcoholic liquor. No, I'm not with an academy, Ramesh. I'm not with an academy. With alcohol for human consumption still outside the GST net, the indirect tax levy on ENA or high strength portable alcohol, a key ingredient, could not be set off against state levies on the final product. This is a bit difficult to understand because you need a bit of background. But since you guys are preparing, you have general awareness paper, I'm sure you can understand. But I'll be doing from the language point of view. There's something important you have to learn from this sentence. With alcohol for human consumption, generally we don't mention alcohol usually for human consumption, but it has other uses, perhaps industrial uses. Based on that, the writer says, with alcohol for human consumption still outside the GST net, the indirect tax levy, there's one important word here, levy. Levy means what? Very good. Who is that? Naidu. I was about to write impose, and usually it goes with taxes. Levy, impose, they go with taxes. Levy on ENA or high strength portable alcohol. In some competitive exams, especially banks and SSC, especially, they have given this word a few times. They come under, these two words come under confusing words. One is portable, the other one portable. You all know the word portable, something that can be carried from one place to another place. But what is a word that is important from the exam point of view? Portable. Portable means what? Drinkable, something that can be, you can consume, drinkable. And in this context, you have to recollect the word edible. Edible means what? Something you can eat, something you can drink, portable. Something you can eat, edible, edible mushrooms. Both the words are important from the exam point of view. Portable alcohol, a key ingredient, could not be set off. Is it in active voice or passive voice? It is in passive voice. We could not set off active voice, something. Something could not be set off passive voice. against state levies on the final product. Industry had been seeking. I think for the first time we have come across past perfect continuous tense. Usually we come across present perfect continuous, other continuous tenses. In editorials, rarely we come across past perfect continuous tense. Which tense is this? Past perfect continuous. Industry had been seeking. Seek, sought, we have got so many times. Had been seeking for clarity on this vexed issue for years, with courts taking varying positions, means different positions. Sometimes one particular stand, another time a different stand. But here there's one important word. What is it? Vex. Vex, part of speech verb. Obviously, it's a regular verb. A problem, it goes with a problem. It goes with as used in the editorial issue. Means irritate, exactly. Something that irritates you, something that bothers you. Vex. I got vexed with this problem. I got irritated with this problem. Common expressions. But there's one important word I want you guys to learn. Exasperate. Someone is irritating you. You can say, but jeopardy means endanger, threaten. It goes with a different context. Imagine someone is disturbing you. Common everyday English, you say, don't irritate me, don't bother me. But better, exasperate. Irritating behavior, we also say exasperating behavior. This is an important word from the exam point of view. Again, everyday English, imagine there is a child, goes to the mother frequently, disturbs the mother. The mother may say, don't pester me. Pester also means the same. Don't disturb, don't bother, don't irritate. All these words you have to recollect. Vexed issue for years with courts taking varying positions, different positions. It is heartening. Heartening is a positive word. What does it mean, heartening? Part of speech adjective. Something that is positive, enjoyable, appreciable. You can think of all these words. It is heartening that we can also think of the word cheerful. It is heartening that the council, an important word. Why is it important? It's a collective noun. Whenever you come across a collective noun, you have to recollect all the important collective nouns, important from the exam point of view, like committee, jury. Here we have got council, then team, staff. All these words are very important. They have given many a time. It is heartening that the council that met just twice in 2022 has met four times this year. What is the frequency? Four times this year. Has met four times. This is an important expression. Some students may wonder why have they used a present perfect here? Why not past tense? There's a reason. Here we have the time phrase this year. If you take this year or today or this week, are these complete or incomplete? These are incomplete. When we use a time phrase that indicates an incomplete time period, we have to use present perfect tense. Based on that, the council has met, collective noun considered singular, present perfect, has met four times this year. In the exam, they may give the council, it is heartening that the council that met just twice in 2022, past clause in past, met four times this year, then it is not correct. Has met four times this year, and thrice in just 4 months, even if a few agenda items pertained to fixing anomalies in recent decisions. There's one word I'm sure you all know, agenda. Whenever there's a meeting, you enter the room, an important meeting, the first question people ask, what is the agenda? What is today's agenda? Means a list of things to be discussed. Pertain, we have got many a time. Part of speech, verb. What does it mean? related to, pertaining to, pertains to, relates to, related to. Anomaly, again, an important word. Anomaly means what? Something that is abnormal. I hope I'm not blocking your view. Abnormal. And also, you have to recollect the word aberration. Anomaly, abnormal, aberration. You have to recollect the word freak. All these words, not normal, deviated. Anomalous growth, abnormal growth. It is an aberration. And freak incident means peculiar, strange, not normal. Where the age norms, norms we have got many a time. What does it mean? Standards, norms, values, standards. Where the age norms for the president and members of the long awaited GST appellate tribunals now harmonized with other tribunals, something related to the body, the structure, president, members, and they have harmonized. Harmony is a positive word. What does it mean? Everything is in place, no disturbance whatsoever. And if at all there's a disturbance, we say there's a discord, means disturbance. A clearly avoidable oversight, something that has been ignored. One hopes they will become operational soon. An important expression, one hopes. Again, you got to be alert whenever you come across one. It goes with common errors. And at the outset, the word one, which part of speech is it? It is a pronoun. But which pronoun is it? That is a $1 million question. Indefinite pronoun that you got to know. And why is this important from the exam point of view? Common error, a lot of people say, one should always remember, or one should remember his duty. Is this right or wrong? One should always remember his duty. Wrong. Here we cannot use a possessive form. We have to say one should always remember one's duty. Then it is correct. Another example, important, one should not forget what he has to do. Wrong. One should not forget what one has to do. Not he has to do, one has to do. That you have to recollect. One hopes they will become operational soon. Some policies become operational soon. Future tense. For consumers and producers, however, the biggest matter of concern, issue of concern, topic of concern should be the council's resolve. Which part of speech is that? Here it is a noun, but generally, what is the noun form of this word? It can be a verb, it can be a noun. A resolution. And we all know about New Year resolutions. New Year resolutions, everyone knows to what extent they are implemented in the long run. Councils resolved to meet at a future date exclusively to discuss what Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman termed perspective planning. Perspective means what? Your view, broad view, 360 degrees or panoramic. Here, you can use that also, nothing wrong, Pandu. You can say the council's resolution. You can say that also, absolutely no problem. Perspective planning on the GST compensation cess and what kind of surcharge it could be replaced with. This is purely based on GST. If you have the background, you understand. But here I'm not going to go into the details, purely based on the language point of view. Originally packaged as a time-bound levy, an important expression. Something is a time-bound levy on top of a good and simple tax to compensate states for revenue losses for the first 5 years of GST. The COVID-19 pandemic's hit on tax collections had triggered an extension of the cess levied on so-called demerit goods such as aerated drinks, tobacco products, and automobiles till March 2026. Something has been extended, a lengthy sentence. Again, you got to have background information. Discouraging some sin goods. This combination I have come across for the first time. What is the meaning of the word sin? Part of speech noun, and the person who does it, sinner, that is also a noun. And here, sinner, sin goods, then it becomes an adjective. Goods, noun, sin, adjective. Means what? Something that is immoral. Sin means something that is immoral. Sin goods may be desirable. However, ringing in a new cess must not be done. It is in passive voice, in isolation. Isolate, isolated, an important word, part of speech verb. You have to recollect words like aloof, isolated, aloof, and also you have to think of an important expression, marginalized, marginalized. Who is that, Nagesh? Marginalized also means the same. But here I would like to give some important words. Usually we have two types of people. Some a lot social. They mingle with others, they talkative, but a few are reserved. Nothing wrong with being reserved. Nothing wrong with being social, natural, by nature. But sometimes what happens, some people they don't speak a lot and we use a word reticent. That's an important word. Someone who speaks a few words. There's also nothing wrong, reticent by nature. But there's one important word which has a negative connotation. What is that? A recluse. A recluse, introvert, extrovert, very good, Nagesh. But recluse has a negative connotation. What does it mean? Imagine someone initially social, but because of a particular incident, the person starts withdrawing, does not get into social life. Then we say, after that incident, he has become a recluse. He has become a recluse. This has a negative connotation. Now, the next one, isolation, but as a part of the broader rationalization. What is the meaning of the word? From this word, you get rationalization. What does it mean? Based on a reason, something that can be justified. But here you have to recollect, see, we take decisions based on a reason, rational decision. But sometimes people, based on emotions, they take decisions. Then we use one idiomatic expression. What is that? Whims and fancies. He takes decisions based on his whims and fancies. Means what? Based on his emotions, not based on rationality. That's an important word. You have to recollect all these. That rationalization exercise, initiated 2 years ago, unfortunately remains off the table. What do you understand off the table? Active or not active? Not active. Despite, again, you got to become alert. We have got many a time, despite of common error, wrong. Again, in spite of, people write as two words, but you have to write as three separate words. You can also say whimsical. Who is that? Suresh. Very good. Ah, who is this? Sonu. GS Academy. Okay. Robust, despite robust revenue inflows in recent times. Robust means what? Strong. How does the editorial end? Frequent tweaks, fine adjustments, or adaptations. Frequent tweaks of irritants aside, the GST regime needs a holistic reform plan. We have come across this many a time. I use this word quite often. Holistic, part of speech, adjective. Means touching all the dimensions. And I usually give two more words, comprehensive and also exhaustive. Comprehensive, holistic, exhaustive, they all mean the same. And what are the combinations? Approach, plan, policy, syllabus. These are the combination words. Needs a holistic reform plan, including a roadmap to bring in, means to include, excluded items such as electricity, petroleum, and alcohol. It ends on that particular note. An important editorial, do remember, and these are the courses I'm offering right now: grammar course, essay course for civil services, mains exam, English for banks, foundation course, general English. These are not new batches, these are not live batches, except essay course. That's a live batch. Other courses, recorded videos, and you can, entire course is there. If you want to purchase any of these courses, you have to go to the description of the video after the session. You have the link to my app, Murthy's English. Download the app, then go to courses. You have access to the courses. Let us go to questions based on comprehension skill based on this editorial. What was the GST Council's recent decision regarding the tax on corporate and personal guarantees for bank loans? Whenever you want to answer a particular question based on comprehension, right now I'm not offering Vikram. No, right now there is no course as such. You can take foundation course, that will be useful. General English foundation course. What is the answer? Question number one. They increased the tax rate. They maintained the existing tax rate. They clarified and resolved tax ambiguities. Answer is C. Or D. They exempted these guarantees from taxation. No, they removed the haze, means they removed the ambiguities. Why did the GST Council reduce the GST on molasses from 28% to 5%? It has brought down from 28% to 5%. Why? To increase government revenue, to make sugar more expensive, to lower cattle feed costs, and facilitates payments to farmers, to encourage the production of molasses. What is the answer? This is also C is the answer. To lower cattle feed costs and facilitate faster payments to farmers. What is the significance of the decision regarding extra neutral alcohol ENA in the editorial? The council decided to tax ENA. ENA remains untaxed. The tax rate on ENA was increased. ENA was exempted from taxation. There is a tricky question. First one is not correct. Third one is not correct. It should be either the second one or the fourth one, either B or D. What is the answer? Question number three. No, it is not D. It is B. They did not exempt. It remains untaxed. They did not touch. It remains untaxed. Not that they exempted from taxation. It remains untaxed. They did not touch it as such. How frequently did the GST Council meet in the year 2022? How many times would have been better? How many times did the GST Council meet in the year 2022? Now, I have gone to question number four. 4C, four times. That's right. No, not twice. In 2022, Three times or two times or twice or once? I think four times. Four times in 2022. You can check. All that you have to do, navigate, locate, and find the answer. What is the GST compensation cess according to the editorial? This is a bit difficult. What is the answer for question number 5? Four times this year. 2022, how many times? Two times, I suppose. A levy to compensate states for revenue losses. 5D. Good. What does the editorial mention? Why does the editorial mention the need for a broader reform plan in the GST regime? Editorial mentions broader reform plan. Why? To encourage the consumption of demerit goods, to simplify tax rates, to extend the GST to more goods and services, to address the complex multiple rate structure and bring in excluded items. So, what is the answer? Question number 6. Answer is D. Clearly mentioned to bring in excluded items, and they have mentioned those items as well. Please write about this editorial. You get clarity, an important editorial, but in brief. Let us go to practice questions based on exam topics. First set, error location. Read sentence number 1 and try to spot the error. In this state, a mere 5% of the food being consumed is grown locally compared to 81% in other states. Have you answered? First one. No one has answered. How come this long? In this state, a mere 5% of the food being consumed. No, not correct. No, no need of the word being. 5% of the food consumed is grown locally compared to 81% in other states. All that you have to do, not being, only remove the word being. The food consumed is grown locally. Then it is correct. It is based on a redundancy. You don't have to use the word been, not required. Question number 2. Over 30 years ago, Chile created a pension system in which workers had to save for their own retirement by paying 10% of its earnings into individual accounts. Lengthy sentences you got to read carefully, but not too difficult. Over 30 years ago, Chile created, context goes into the past, a pension system in which here the subject is workers. Workers had to save for their own retirement by paying 10% of workers, we don't say it's their earnings. 10% of their earnings. And this question is based on an important dimension. What is a dimension? Subject pronoun agreement. Usually we talk about subject verb agreement, but you have to think of subject pronoun agreement, object pronoun agreement, important from the exam point of view. Subject to workers, so we have to say their earnings. Question number 3. The cement industry is one of the world's most polluting industries, and it accounts 5% of man-made carbon dioxide emissions each year. Who is this? I'm with the third one. Second one is over. Go to the third one. The cement industry is one of the world's most polluting industries, and it accounts 5% of man-made carbon dioxide emissions each year. No, 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 nothing wrong with each year. The moment you see accounts, you have to think of the preposition for and check whether it goes with the context or not. Here you cannot say it accounts 5%. That is not correct. It accounts for 5% of man-made carbon dioxide emissions. Account for. Without for, it is not complete, not meaningful. So it is based on one thing, prepositional combination, and also the missing preposition. Account for, and it is like a phrasal verb. Account for means what? Answerable, responsible, responsible for. Question number 4. The new policies that have been formulated by the government recently aim at bringing transparency within the system. All these here, they look easy, but under pressure, a bit challenging. You got to read meticulously. The new policies that have been formulated, present perfect passive voice, new policies subject, so have been formulated by the government, as I said, passive voice. Recently, we have to use present perfect. Aim at. After aim at, you have to use a verb ing form, that is the gerund form. Aim at bring in, not correct. Aim at bringing in. Aim at improving. Aim at bringing in. Aim at doing. Aim at reading. We have to use a verb ing form used as a noun. Bring in is not correct. Aimed at bringing in. Look at the pattern. Aimed at reading, aimed at improving, aimed at developing, aimed at bringing in. Bring in is wrong. It's a question based on grammar knowledge, word form. By keeping the brain engaged, anyone can learn to control immediate cravings. We all have cravings, desire to have something, craving, desire. Excess desires, too many desires, what is the word? Greedy. Where is the error? By keeping the brain engaged, anyone can learn to control immediate cravings. Pandu, very good. First one to say no error. Answer, fifth option. No error. Nothing wrong with anyone. Not everyone. Anyone can control. Anyone can learn to control immediate cravings. No error whatsoever. No, nothing wrong with any part. Sentence is grammatically, contextually perfect. You can say anyone can learn how to control. You can also say anyone can learn to control. Both are correct. I have brought, this is double fillers, but actually we call it sync model. Sync is a short form of synchronize. Synchronize means match. This model was initiated by RBI. Later, other banks they started following. It deals with two sentences, each with a blank, and you have to choose a word that goes with both the blanks, both the sentences. And the sentences should be grammatically, contextually correct. I did not mean to. No, don't be, that is not the answer. No, 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 no. Please go through the sentences. Look at the sentences, read the sentences, understand the context. Only then you can answer. In fact, this is based on your knowledge related to idioms. I'm really surprised. I did not mean to make my heart. Can you make your heart? I did not mean to prepare my heart. No, I do not mean to share my heart. It shows that you are not aware of a particular idiomatic expression. Which one is that? Pour my heart out. That is an idiomatic expression. Pour your heart out. Pour my heart out means to disclose everything, to share everything. You have to use the word pour. I do not mean to pour my heart out. This is one unit, idiom. But I guess I had to talk to someone. She went to the kitchen to pour herself a big glass of orange juice. A big glass of orange juice. Answer is the fifth option. Only Hema has got it right, I suppose. Suresh also says a poor Nagesh. As Sheila's motives were found to be harmless, no disciplinary will be taken against her. I imitated his, even wearing his spectacles, thinking they might help solve the mystery. Easy one. The moment you read the first one, you have to think of a particular word based on contextual awareness. As Sheila's motives were found to be harmless, no disciplinary action. They go hand in hand. What is the word here? Disciplinary action will be taken against her. I imitated his action, even wearing his spectacles, thinking they might help solve the mystery. So, what is the answer? Fifth word. The plush means you can also use the word posh, stylish, where rich people live. The plush residential complex will fulfill your wish of living in a location. Both the prime minister, this I shouldn't have said that. Based on the second sentence, easy. You cannot say home minister, posh minister, finance minister, aloof minister. So, what is the word? The plush residential complex will fulfill your wish of living in a prime locality, prime location, important location, and obviously here, prime minister. But here we can also use the word posh. We cannot use the word posh here in the second sentence. And this model, some words go with one sentence, they don't go with the other sentence. You have to use elimination approach. Only then you can get the correct word. The word has to go with both the sentences. Police searched her father's bag against his. My father excluded my siblings from his. Based on the second sentence, it is easy. Police searched her father's bag against his what? My father excluded my siblings from his. Ah, no. Property does not go with the first sentence. Interesting exercise. Posh means stylish. I have already said. Posh means stylish, where rich and famous live. Posh colony, posh residential area, stylish upmarket, where rich people live. Wish, you can use wish with the first sentence but not with the second one. Property with the second one, not with the first one. List not relevant. Consent with the first one, not with the second one. What is the answer? Against his will, excluded my siblings from his will related to property. Answer is the first option. Let us go to the words you got yesterday. Editorial vocabulary consolidation. Please answer. First, you have to write the part of speech, then, you have to write the meaning. Rejuvenate. One student answers, then I will write the part of speech. Then you can go to the next one. What is this? Okay, sir. Oh, the one who asked the meaning of the word posh. Rejuvenate, part of speech, verb. Meaning, make something young. That's a different meaning altogether. Revitalize, revamp, give energy, give vigor. Energy, vigor, revitalize. These are the words. Revive, very good. Revamp, rival, rivalry, also noun form. He is my rival. There's a rivalry between the two companies. Competitor, competition, enmity, enemy, rival. Good. Bipolar. Yesterday I thought of giving this information. Somehow it slipped my mind. So I have brought easy one. Bipolar. Bi means what? Two. Polar, poles. But actually bipolar we would use in the past. We would refer to the world in the past. Bipolar means two superpowers. One USA and in the past former USSR. Two superpowers. It was a bipolar world. Now it is a unipolar world. Only one superpower. Which one is it? USA. And we also call USA the big brother. Are you guys aware of this? The big brother. We also call USA Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam also refers to the USA. Big brother, USA, the only one superpower. And when you talk about New York City has two names. One, city of skyscrapers, very tall buildings. Second one, Big Apple. Big Apple means New York City. Let us go to the next one, part of speech adjective. Cash in on. Thank you, Manasa. Cash in on means to take advantage. A phrasal verb, idiomatic expression. Take advantage of someone or something. Situation. Unabashed. Part of speech adjective. Used all from yesterday's editorial. Unashamed, unembarrassed, not feeling guilty, doing openly, deliberately, intentionally. Vizag is known as City of Destiny. Append, an important word. Part of speech, verb. It's a regular verb. Appended means what? To turn something upside down. To turn something upside down. Scourge, part of speech, noun. Without any shame, you can say Hari Priya. That's right. Turn upside down. You turn something upside down, something turns upside down. Then there's one important idiomatic expression. What is it? Turn turtle. And there's one important word, capsize. Usually these go with the boats. The boat capsized. The boat turned turtle. Scourge means what? Word number seven, capsized. Yes, I have written Suresh. Turn turtle. Simply turn turtle. No need to say turn like a turtle. Turn turtle. The bus turned turtle. The ship turned turtle. No stone unturned. Please go to the seventh one. What is the part of speech I have written? What is the meaning? No one has responded. A source of great sorrow, a source of great unhappiness, something very bad, something that bothers you, something that troubles you, something that makes you unhappy, scourge. Wreak havoc, not wreak havoc, wreak havoc. What is it? Wreak havoc. A wreck goes with a ship. A ship gets damaged. We call it shipwreck. Did I think I gave the meaning of that? I think I gave the meaning of that word. Something that creates unhappiness or something that troubles you. Something is a problem. Factionism, scourge, in the context of the editorial, means a problem that troubles, that makes unhappy. No problem. Sometimes it happens. Shipwreck and mute, part of speech verb. Mute means what? To make something silent. Mute letter. If you take a honest person, why should we say an honest person? H is silent or mute. Helm, at the helm. It takes a preposition at. He is at the helm. He has been at the helm. Means what? At the top, controlling everything. Anti-incumbency. These are important words I have brought. Incumbent, incumbency, anti means against the government, against the party. But in this context, the government. And cash, how do you pronounce this? Your regular word cash, and this one, same pronunciation. Zenith. You can, but it has a different connotation altogether. This at the helm goes more with power, authority, related to that or those words. Zenith, a different meaning altogether. Cash means what? To hoard someone or to hoard something, store, hide, hidden. Yes, Asha, hidden. That is a word you have to think of. Hoard. Already have given the word hoard, hoarding. Store something, hide something illegally. Good. That's all for today. Hope you guys have got enriched. Thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. Oh, it's almost 8:59 minutes. And do remember to subscribe and share. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Because of the exercises, I suppose, today almost an hour. That's true. In the fray means in the competition.